Every morning before the world touches you, before noise, before expectations, before fear decides who you will be today, there is a quiet moment most people waste. A moment where your mind is open, unguarded, programmable. The Stoics knew this. They understood that the first words you speak to yourself shape the posture of your soul for the entire day. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself not for motivation but for command, because the mind does not need comfort, it needs direction. Today you will. Learn 5 powerful words, simple words, ancient words, words that when spoken every morning begin to rewire your identity. Not through hype, but through discipline, through repetition, through truth. This is not positive thinking, this is mental architecture. And if you stay with me, by the end of this video you will no longer wake up as a victim of circumstance, but as an architect of your inner world. Word 1. I control my response. Say it slowly every morning. I control my response, not what happens, not who disappoints me, not what I lose, only my response. Epictetus taught that life does not disturb us, our judgments do. When you repeat these words, you are reminding your nervous system that panic is optional, anger is optional, despair is optional. Most people give their power away before breakfast. They open their phone and surrender their emotional state to headlines, messages, memories. But when you tell yourself, I control my response, you place a wall between stimulus and reaction. This is where freedom lives, not in changing the world, but in mastering the space within you. Repeat it every morning and slowly your reflexes change. You stop reacting, you start choosing, and the world loses its grip on your mood. This word trains emotional restraint, the Stoic virtue most people misunderstand. Restraint is not weakness, it is dominance over the self. A man who cannot control his response is a servant to every insult, every delay, every loss. But when you wake up and say, I control my response, you are preparing your mind like a shield. Today something will test you. Today someone will try to provoke you. Today something will not go your way. And when it happens, your mind will remember the command you gave it at dawn, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. Word 2. This is temporary. Every emotion lies to you by claiming permanence. Pain says this will never end. Fear says this will always be here. Success even says you have arrived. The Stoics rejected all of these illusions. They lived with impermanence on their tongue. When you tell yourself this is temporary every morning, you dissolve anxiety before it forms. You stop catastrophizing the future. You stop clinging to the present. This word creates psychological distance. It reminds you that no state, good or bad, deserves your attachment. When stress appears, you endure it. When pleasure appears, you enjoy it without addiction. This word trains balance, the rarest mental skill in the modern world. Most people collapse under pressure because they believe the moment defines them. But you are not the moment, you are the observer of the moment. When you repeat this is temporary, you remind yourself that storms pass, urges pass, cravings pass, humiliation passes, even glory passes. And because it passes, you do not need to betray your values for relief. You do not need to escape through weakness. You can endure. And endurance quietly builds unbreakable confidence. Word 3. I need nothing extra. Say it without arrogance. I need nothing extra. The Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort not to suffer, but to liberate themselves from dependency. When you tell yourself I need nothing extra, you are cutting invisible chains, the need for approval, the need for comfort, the need for validation, the need for constant stimulation. Modern anxiety is fueled by excess desire, by wanting life to be easier, warmer, faster. When you wake up and declare I need nothing extra, you lower your baseline. And a lowered baseline makes you calm in chaos and powerful in scarcity. This word builds inner sufficiency. It tells your mind that you can handle hunger, boredom, silence, effort, rejection. And because you can handle them, they stop controlling you. This is why Stoic warriors were feared and respected. Not because they were emotionless, but because they were unbiteable. They could not be manipulated through comfort or fear. Repeat this word every morning and watch how desperate impulses lose their authority over you. Word 4. Do the work. Every morning say it plainly, without emotion, without drama. Do the work. Not because you feel ready, not because motivation arrived, but because action creates clarity. The Stoics never waited for the perfect inner state. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that the obstacle is the way, not the excuse. When you tell yourself do the work, you bypass resistance, you stop negotiating with comfort, you stop asking how you feel and start asking what must be done. This word hardens discipline into identity. It teaches your mind that progress is earned through movement, not mood. Most people suffer not because life is hard, but because they avoid effort and then hate themselves for it. When you wake up and say do the work, you remove self-betrayal from the equation. Even small effort restores self-respect. Even imperfect action builds momentum. This word trains reliability. It turns you into someone who can be trusted by himself, and a man who trusts himself is psychologically unstoppable. Word 5. I accept reality. Say it slowly. I accept reality, not approval, not surrender, acceptance. The most misunderstood Stoic principle: resistance creates suffering, acceptance creates leverage. Epictetus taught that we must wish events to happen as they do happen, not so we remain passive, but so we stop fighting illusions. When you tell yourself I accept reality, you end inner conflict. You stop wasting energy wishing things were different. You redirect that energy toward adaptation, strategy, and growth. This word rewires emotional pain into composure. It trains your nervous system to stay calm in truth instead of anxious in fantasy. When something goes wrong, you do not collapse, you stabilize. When plans fail, you do not spiral, you recalibrate. Acceptance does not weaken you, it sharpens you, because reality always wins, and the sooner you align with it, the sooner you regain control. Now listen carefully. These 5 words are not affirmations. They are commands. I control my response. This is temporary. I need nothing extra. Do the work. I accept reality. Spoken every morning, they slowly reshape your default reactions, your emotional posture, your identity under pressure. The Stoics did not seek happiness. They sought inner order, and inner order produces a quiet confidence no chaos can steal. Tomorrow morning, the world will ask you who you are. Most people answer unconsciously through habit, through fear, through distraction, but you will answer deliberately, with words that steady the mind and harden the soul. Repeat these words daily, not loudly, not publicly, but privately, because the strongest transformations happen in silence. If this message resonated with you, write one of these words in the comments and commit to it. Subscribe to Stoic Spark for more wisdom that strengthens the mind, and press the bell icon so you never miss future videos. Remember, you do not rise to the level of motivation, you fall to the level of discipline. And discipline begins with the words you tell yourself when no one is watching.